A recent report said China's defense exports have dropped by nearly 25% in the past decade, all because of bad quality military equipment. While India's defense exports saw a 23-fold increase during the same period of time. With no compromise on quality, India can eventually match and possibly overtake China in defense exports. So what's India's game plan to trump China in selling arms? I'm Shivan Chanana. Let me break it down for you one fact at a time. China sells weapons to more than 53 countries, many of which are in the global south. But most of them are now losing confidence in Chinese weapons. Myanmar grounded its Chinese jets over the poor accuracy of the radar on its JF-17 aircraft and the lack of beyond visual range missiles and airborne interception radars. Myanmar paid a high price for these jets, but they were still in need of repairs just 4 years after delivery. Nigeria was forced to send 7 of its 9 Chinese Chengdu F-7 fighters back to Beijing. A handful of the jets were lost in crashes as well. It's also facing problems with Chinese-made warships. Bangladesh reported problems with firing of the ammunition loaded into its Chinese-built K-8W aircraft shortly after delivery. Pakistan, one of China's largest importers of defense material, expressed dissatisfaction with Chinese frigates. The Chinese F-22B warships gave nightmares to Pakistani Navy officers due to their technical issues, engine degradation, and poor overall performance. China became a leading arms exporter owing to the low prices of its weapons, but with those low prices came high maintenance as well. China offered cut-rate prices, but the hidden costs from malfunctions and lack of technological compatibility with the Chinese military equipment makes it expensive. Several Chinese-made weapons remain untested on the battlefield. Importer countries have been concerned about the absence of combat testing for most Chinese hardware. China's arms shipments fell 7.8% between 2016 and 2020 when compared to the preceding 5-year period. And its global market share of arms sales has shrunk from 5.6% to 5.2%. India's defense exports, meanwhile, have skyrocketed to an all-time high, touching 160 billion rupees in financial year 2022-23. India is exporting defense equipment to over 85 countries. With the private sector stepping in, there are close to 100 Indian firms exporting defense products all over the world. India's expenditure on foreign defense equipment has reduced from 46% of overall expenditure to 36.7% for the period 2018 to December 2022. India exports a wide range of indigenous platforms. ATAGS artillery guns, Akash missiles, BrahMos missiles, the Pinaka multi-barreled rocket launchers, the Tejas, advanced light combat helicopters, Dornier 228, Tivra 40mm guns, along with radars, simulators, armored vehicles, personal protection gear, and defense electronics. Now, in absolute terms, India's defense exports are comparatively still small and therefore has huge potential to grow. But India is not only offering a price benefit to buyers just like China, it is also giving good quality military equipment, which China is apparently not. Looking at China's territorial ambitions, several nations like Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia have looked to establish better security ties with India. Studying the rate at which India is growing and establishing global ties on one hand, and China, which is receding and burning bridges on the other hand, it is just a matter of time before India overtakes China in defense exports. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments.